a sovereign citizen, dude. What's happening, guys? I'm a sovereign citizen from Israel. I know all about the gold fringe and how fraudulent it is.
They hit me with a really strong dose of OC spray.
I want to speak to you, dead soldier, now! I know the laws, buddy, and I'm waiting for you to do something wrong so I can sue your department.
I pay for that uniform, I pay for that car, I'm the taxpayer, right?
All right, Dave, are we live?
Yes, we are live.
Okay, we're live. Hi, everybody, and thanks for showing up to what I'm sure is going to be an interesting discussion. I'm going to turn things over to my moderator and my adopted little sister, a Marvel girl. Don't be alarmed by the fact that she's my friend and this is my channel. She's under very, very strict orders to be a total bitch to me if I step out of line. She immediately agreed to that. So without further ado, a Marvel girl, take it away.
Hi, everybody. I'm glad to see so many people showing up. Hi. Welcome, Noli. I'm hoping I'm going to be needed very little today. I'm in a good mood, and I got my puppy here, so I don't want to yell at anybody. Today, we're going to be talking about the ethics of First Amendment auditors. I said it right instead of frauditors. Sorry. Had to do it. So we're going to have 10-minute openings, then the back and forth, and then we'll be having a question and answer, right, Schrodinger?
Yeah, that's going to be after we do the open discussion. We'll have questions from the audience, and as always, super chats get preferential treatment.
Absolutely. And so get your questions in. And hi, Bull.
Hello.
We want to say thanks to Bull because he's the super producer. And Schrodinger, you want to start us off? I have a timer.
Sure. Let me pull up my little script, and we got a couple of VIPs in the chat. I might as well go ahead and say hi to Degeneration Nation, and I understand there's a conspiracy cats lurking around, the other cat. So yeah, with that, yeah, Marvel Girl, tell me when I'm good to start.
I will start the timer when you start talking.
Okay. So thanks, Marvel Girl, and thanks, Bull, for doing the production thing, because I got no idea what I'm doing in that regard. And thanks, Noli, for being here for the discussion. So we're here tonight to talk about First Amendment auditors, you know, what they're all about, and why I think that they're not just a benign group of people. They're repugnant in so many ways. So what they do is they go into public places with their cameras. They harass otherwise innocent people. And so there's a very dark side to what they say that they're protecting the First Amendment and reaffirming the First Amendment in some way. But my goal tonight is to prove that that's not what they're doing. They're scamming people. They're scamming their sycophantic viewers for PayPal donations, because, you know, inevitably they get arrested, and the next thing they do is put out a video. Oh, I need bail. I need lawyer money. I need all this nonsense. So let me give you a little taste to start out with of what they do. Dave, can you please play video number 1?
I gotta do it. Hold it. I gotta listen.
How you doing today, ma'am?
I'm doing fine.
That's good.
Is this where you do an open record request? Yes. Can I get a record? Can I get a records form? For what open records? For the court or for the city court? For the court. You mean what was your name? Irma? Okay, cool. Let's fill this out. Hey, Irma? I still have business with you, Irma.
Yeah. Yes, sir. All right. Get a copy. Yeah, don't call the recorder. Call the meeting phone number.
How do you spell your name?
IRMA.
It's IRMA, and that's how you, Irma and last name?
I don't have to give that information.
What's your title here then?
Court administrator.
Okay, cool. Court administration. All right. Yeah, I'm doing I'm doing open records on all the employees, their pay and their benefits.
Yeah, that's not creepy at all. The chubby, effeminate guy you see here is News Now Patrick. He's been arrested for things like this more than once. I guess his desire to harass people overrides his desire to not be in jail. Or maybe he just likes group showers.
And so I wanted to do an accurate records request. So if I just put Irma, there might be somebody else. So I'm going to put Irma, court administrator, pay and benefits. So yeah. So can you ask them if they'll write down their names and give it to me so I'll put it on the form?
Okay, well, I'm over the building.
Okay.
Okay, so this is nothing more than harassment of these ladies. But it gets worse, and sometimes it rises to the level of, privacy deprivation of not even government employees, but civilians that are just somewhere trying to get services. Dave, if you could play video number 2.
Okay, well, I'm over the building.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you one time to please stop recording right now.
Who are you?
It is posted on the doors. My name is Leslie.
Okay.
It's posted on the doors. There's no video recording. We have clients here that are here for medical reasons.
Yeah.
And you're violating their law, their rights.
Yeah, so believe it or not, it gets even worse than that. I recently made a video about a small town that was being harassed by these auditors to the point that it was crippling their small government. Let's listen to some of the phone calls that they were getting inundated with. Dave, if you could play video number 3, please.
You better fucking think twice before you block Eric's fuck Top's branch from your fucking phone system, bitches. I'm a fucking train wreck, and you can't afford Eric's fuck Top's branch. Ask Westminster how much they spent to fight me. Millions! Millions! You don't do enough meth in that city to pay me. You better fix your fucking shit, because I'm coming to get you. Okay, so now not only did you block Mr. Knowles, but you instantly blocked me. You done fucked with the wrong bitch today. I'm coming down to Hot Cove today. You better have guns drawn, bitches, because I'm going to make a fucking mess out of your goddamn city. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Huh? Tell that fucking 2-bit floozy whore that she better fix her shit. Hello, my name is Eric Brandt, and I'm assisting Winston Knowles with his legal representation. And you have 24 hours to unblock his phone number from your city, or we're going to file a claim against you. You don't get to do that. If you think I'm fucking kidding, well, think what you want. There's only 500 people in your town. You can't afford for me to come to town, bitch. Fix your shit.
All right. So in what universe is that okay? And let me add to that I got those recordings from people in that town who sent them to me, begging for help. They were begging me to make a video exposing what was going on in their little town. But again, believe it or not, it gets even worse than that. Just a couple of nights ago, my friend and fellow debunker was visited by some of these auditors. These auditors scum. They came to her house where her children were. Dave, if you could play video number 5.
So we're live here, and Kate's not here. Kate's not home. But I mean, that's the house. And she's not here. So we'll stick around here. This is her neighborhood. We verified the address, and as a matter of fact, that's her boyfriend's van right over there.
Yeah. So, I mean, how much more reprehensible could these people possibly be? So at this point, I'll ask Noli 2 questions with great respect. First, I'll ask the question that I ask everybody I debate. Do you even care what's true? And second, I'm going to ask, how can you possibly defend what I've just shown you? I relinquish the remainder of my time.
I would never defend any of what you just showed. Not in a million years. But you can't lump like everybody into this group of I hate these people are all evil, or they're all doing a bad thing, because they're not. And some of the ones that do stuff that I disagree with, they also do a lot of good too. Maybe not in the way I would go about it, but if it's within, within their rights. What's that?
This is your 10-minute opener, hon. I just started the time.
Oh, okay.
Why don't you do that?
When they are within their rights to do so, or they are having their rights violated, or they're trying to go into a place and get a FOIA request done or something like that, which I've done many times in my hometown, not on camera. I'm doing it for other reasons, because there's some really bad shit going on in my area. Oh, excuse me.
No,
but
that's fine.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you guys were.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I got a horrible mouth. But that's what you just showed there. I can't defend any of that. I honestly can't. What they were doing was wrong. The first person you showed, Patty, I loathe that person.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
I can't even I can't waste even 2 seconds of my time on him. And usually, well, not so much anymore, but for the first few years, I would, even if I couldn't stand you, if you were arrested and I believed that it was a bullshit reason, like, you stepped your foot into the curb, or just off the curb, into the street, and you get arrested for being in the street. Even if I can't stand you, I will help get people together to help get you out, or whatever it is that you need. I don't do that anymore. I'm just fed up with some of the people, and I don't do liars. I don't do liars. So if you lie to me, or you lie to the community, or the public, whatever you want to call YouTube, as soon as I know that that's what's going on, I just stop wasting my time on you. But there are a lot of good people out there who are, in my opinion, doing the right thing, for the right reasons. A few are doing the wrong thing for the right reasons, and I do still stand by them. Maybe not so much behind them, but by them, because I do believe in the principle of what they're doing. I do worry that the ones who go too far are going to be the ones that get our rights taken away from us. And when I say taken away from us, I mean the majority is going to go ahead and vote to give away those rights for everyone, because of what's going on. And, that once the voters speak, there's not much that the ones who were against it can do. So I can't defend anything that you've just shown. No, I can't. I can't at all. But I can defend the people who are out there doing it right, and doing nothing more than filming, or nothing more than filing for requests to get information, or even protesting. I believe that everyone has the right to protest, and as long as they're not violent and they're not destroying property, they should be able to be out there to scream till their heart's content, even if I don't like what they're screaming. Yeah, I think that our rights are sacred, and not so much on a spiritual level, but on a personal level. And I wouldn't want them to be stripped from us in any manner. And I don't want to go somewhere and try and get information and be intimidated, or I don't want to go and try and file a complaint against somebody and have the cops from a different town drive by my house in their squad cars 5 times a day, really slow. I think that kind of behavior is horrifying and is also a bunch of crap. And so there's a lot of fixing that needs to be done on both sides of the fence. But I think where it needs to be mended first is between these auditors, not the frauditors. These auditors, these activists, these cop watchers, like Irate. He's an excellent cop watcher. He's been doing it for 6 or 7 years now. He's never been arrested. He has talked some shit to some cops, but only after they approached him and like were talking shit to him or trying to push him around or lie to him. And I don't care what side of the fence you're on. If you're a liar, you're a liar, and that's when I put you all into the same category on both sides of the fence. I have no time for it. But I don't think that they're all bad people, and I don't think they're all out there just to get money or sue or manipulate people into donating to them. I do know a few of them who they don't post their PayPal information or their donation site information anywhere except for in their about page or maybe down in the bottom of the description, but they don't have it posted in their live feeds. They don't ask for money. They don't they just do what they do on their own dime and their own time. And if somebody's willing to donate, well, then that means they're willing to also look for that information. I had to struggle. I can't even remember who it was now, but I had to argue with them for so freaking long to get their PayPal info because all these people wanted to donate, but he wasn't giving it up. And I can't think of who the hell it was to save my life. But yeah, I just want to so they're not all you can't lump them all into the same category, just like we can't lump the people against them all into the same category. You know, they're not all Trump voters, they're not all Biden voters. I hope they're neither voters. Yeah, and that's I guess about all I got for my opener.
Great. You're both great on time.
Super sweet. Yeah, so I've got a little bit of good news. I just read in the chat from Degeneration Nation that our good friend Blind Justice got 1 year probation, community service, and he has to write an apology letter to the officer who arrested him. So yeah, I'm super happy about that. But back on topic, Noli. So here's what I was thinking while you were going through that. You're the one who called me out and said that I owed you a conversation, or I think you worded it.
I said you owe me an argument.
Yes. So I gave, I did my opener and I gave my evidence, and your response seemed to me to be that you agree. So on what basis did you call me out? Because all of my videos.
Oh, it was about Blind Justice.
If I could simply finish.
I apologize.
We still talk over each other, yeah.
Right. All of my videos are about this type of behavior. So what did I do that ran afoul of you when you essentially sound like you agree with me?
Oh, well, you never ran afoul with me per se. I just had disagreed with some stuff, like, well, your last Blind Justice video, maybe the one before that. I had left a comment explaining the ADA rule as far as this imaginary list that people keep talking about for assistive devices, and that there is no list.
Okay.
And there is no list. There is an example. There's like a handful of examples is what could be considered assistive devices, but it's not limited to those things. And then I don't know, probably several months ago, I left a few comments on a couple of your videos that I don't remember what they were. But when I said you owe me an argument, I was just basically pitching you shit that you don't reply to your comments.
Well, Yeah, and in my defense, you're going to have to cut me a little bit of a break because I get thousands of comments. I have a full-time job. The YouTube's not my job, so there's absolutely no way that I can possibly answer the thousands of comments that I get on every video. So I got a pretty good giggle when you wrote that, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I have no idea who you are. But in your defense, I talked to Degeneration Nation, I talked to the Masshole Report, and they all knew who you were. So, I guess my bad. I guess you're well known in the community, and I just didn't know who you were.
Yeah,
But go ahead.
Oh, I don't expect anybody to know who I am, to be honest with you. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking that way.
Yeah. So with respect to the list, I know that myself and Masshole Report, we've gone in on this, and when I speak of the list, first, let me take a step back and tell everybody. Maybe everybody doesn't know who Blind Justice is. Blind Justice is a First Amendment auditor, and he basically does the typical thing. He goes in, he asks for nonsense paperwork at places. He asks the same questions over and over. He thinks he's entitled to special privileges because he's a blind veteran. And both of those things are in question. I'm not taking a firm position on either one, except that I'm pretty sure he's vastly overstating his visual impairment. But he does the whole First Amendment frauditor thing. He gets arrested all the time. And then him and his brain dead wife make videos. Oh, we need money. We need lawyers. We need people to do all this nonsense. So his most recent arrest, he went to court and he wanted to bring in basically a NASA, level of technology into the courtroom. And we all know why. He wanted to record the court proceedings so that he could make a YouTube video about it. He wanted to do it on ADA premises, saying, oh, these are assistive devices. So he put in the request prior to, and the list of all the nonsense that he wanted to bring in, including a GoPro and his iPhone on a gimbal, just all kinds of stuff. So when we talk about the list of approved devices, Dave, can you bring up document number 3? Okay, this is the response from the judge that was presiding over the case when Mr. Blind Justice put in his request for all kinds of stuff. And so this is the response. This is the list of what on his list the judge said he could bring in. So there is a list. It's from the judge. I'll relinquish there is no remainder of time because it's open discussion.
Noli, do you have a response?
Yeah, I'm trying to see the because I'm moving the wrong thing.
Going to meet. Right.
The paperwork that's like pinned up there. I'm not seeing it on my big screen.
Are you in the meet? Where the three of us are?
I'm on both. I have 2 screens, so I have both of them up.
Okay, there you go.
But no, see now on your video, you were talking about the ADA's list, or the list that is attached to the ADA, which is the Adults with Disabilities Act, and that is what I'm referring to.
I'm sorry.
And that trumps anything that the judge happens to
It actually doesn't, and I'm sorry to correct you, but it's the Americans with Disabilities Act, not the Adults with Disabilities Act.
You are correct.
Because, you know, children can have disabilities. But no, the ADA does not trump the judge's order, because all that the ADA really says is that. Actually, Dave, please bring up document number 1, and let's see what the ADA says. Okay, I'll actually just read it. For people who are blind, have visual loss, or deaf and blind, this includes providing a qualified reader, information in large print, braille, electronics for use with a computer, screen reader, or audio recording and printing information, and then it goes into a qualified, what a qualified reader is. But it says that these are devices that may include. It doesn't say you get to bring in whatever you want. I get to bring a a Ford F-150 Velociraptor into the courtroom because I think that this is my this will help me with my impairment. I can't walk, so I get to fly a jetpack into the courtroom. There's parameters for these things, and the ADA says that the courts have to make reasonable accommodations. So who gets to say what's reasonable? I think it's this dude in the black robe called the judge. Over to you.
Well, in that file that you just had pulled up, or that document, it says, hang on, I have it over here too.
I can always put it back up if you'd like.
That is stuff that, okay, so, yeah, that would be great, actually. But in the first sentence or two, okay, so it says that this, oh my goodness, this includes providing, now this is not blind justice or the public, the blind person providing this stuff. They're talking about the courts providing this stuff. So if he's bringing his own equipment, they're not having to provide it. Then that means that they're not having to accommodate him on providing him with that stuff. He already has it.
Okay, so I think you just went the exact wrong way with this. They're talking about, look, we're going to hook you up with this stuff. Like, they're going to make those accommodations for him. And so you don't just get to bring additional stuff into the courtroom.
That right there was pulled from ADA, though. That wasn't pulled from the judge's letter that he sent.
You're exactly right, because I pulled this, so I know where it came from. So show me where anywhere in the entire universe that it says that you get to bring a recording, your iPhone and your GoPro with your weird little chest strap and all that into the courtroom, defying judge's orders. Please show me where that exists.
Hang on just a moment.
Why did Craven Wardick get timed out?
I was about to ask him.
Yeah. Badass channel name, by the way.
Oh, because he asked for it. He literally says, "You can time me out if you want. I'm busy doing stuff around the house and not really chatting anyway."
So it was just a joke. Okay. I got it.
A joke.
Time him out again.
Okay, so accessibility guidelines for the courtrooms. Yeah, okay, I found the right one.
Dude, this is why I made screen captures and stuff and sent them today ahead of time.
Well, I didn't know what you were going to be bringing at me, so I didn't know what to prepare for. Okay, so I found what I was looking for. And hopefully it takes me right to it when I open it. Okay, so it's the ABA, no, that's the architectural. So ADAAG. It's ridiculous. Alterations of facilities in the private sector, and then let's see, they just said I might have to review. Oh, okay. So the federal sector, others design, built, and assets. This is gonna take me a minute. There's a lot here.
Okay, well, while you're doing that, welcome Artie to the chat. I forgot to say hi to you earlier. And also while waiting, Dave, could you bring up document number 4? And thanks everybody that's super chatting. We're absolutely going to get to your super chats. Okay. So here's a list of ADA aids may include. I don't think you're going to find a document that says must include. So let's be honest. Let's be honest. He wanted to record in the courtroom so that he could make a YouTube video about it. He made a video the other day, and someone asked him in his live chat if he would agree to go into the courtroom with all of his devices and agree to not make a video about it. And he would not stipulate that even in a YouTube video. Let's be honest about what he wanted to do.
I was in that live feed, and I'm trying to think, and I think he said that would be a possibility, but they didn't offer me that.
Yeah, I just showed you on the screen what they did offer, and it was...
No, that's just what he said. That's what he answered that question with.
Right, but we could, I don't think we need to, Dave, but if you want to, Noli, we could bring back up document number 3 when the court said what he could bring in, and it was basically everything that he would possibly need. It was his detector to help him navigate. It was his stick, his hat that he says that he needs. It was his glasses, his cane, extra batteries for his little navigation detector. I mean, the court was being pretty reasonable with the dude. And if we were to go back to the other document, when it says that one of the assistive devices is a qualified reader to read him any document that they put in front of him, I'm pretty sure, well, they define what a qualified reader is, and it's somebody who's educated and articulate enough to tell him what's on the document. And that would be the dude standing next to him who's got a law degree that the court appointed to him that you and I are paying for. So I'm pretty sure he's got every conceivable thing that he would need. If you can think of something that he would need in that courtroom that he wouldn't have, please let me know. And as further evidence, I will cite the fact that he went to court today without those and functioned perfectly well. Over to you.
Well, I disagree with him functioning perfectly well, and he should be able to read documents on his own, just like you or I would if we went into a court and they said, oh, well, you're going to have to sign this. I understand that he had an attorney right there, but because the ADA specifies that we should be able to have the dignity to function the same way anybody else who was sighted or who could walk or whatever would. And the program that's on his phone allows him to read those things himself instead of having someone else read them to him. And in my opinion, forcing him to have someone else read that stuff to him and not allowing him to have the device that has all of his notes in it for court and his ability to take notes himself is robbing him of his ability to live the same way that you do, independently.
Yeah, so I'm sorry to Mr. Blind Justice if he's losing, a little bit of dignity because he wanted to go sovereign citizen in the church parking lot in the middle of the night. But he's not guaranteed these devices. I'm sure hundreds of people every year go to court who are blind, and they don't demand all of this nonsense. He's got a court-appointed lawyer that, I will say again, you and I and Marvel Girl and Bullionator and everybody in the chat is paying for, that is duty bound.
He paid for that lawyer. He paid for that lawyer. That is not a court-appointed attorney. That is a lawyer that they paid.
I could be wrong. I was under the my understanding was that was a court-appointed lawyer, but even if it was, he didn't pay for it. His idiot followers did. But either way, that guy is duty bound by law to properly read him these documents, or else guess what? His law license goes bye-bye. So no, you don't need your device that you say reads documents to you and has all your notes on it. Guess what? You got tons of time because you're making videos out there, doing audits all day. You can put these notes on paper and have this dude read them to you, if you need, a little bit of, extra help. So no, you don't get to just bring whatever you want into the courtroom, especially when the judge says no. And nothing, and I defy you to find something in law that says otherwise. Over to you.
So the ADA requires more than just physical access to the courts. And it says here that training should be developed in coordination with the Department of Justice and other ADA enforcement agencies regarding program access. Really?
They're coming to get you.
No, not me.
Sorry.
I'm trying not to read all of the fluff that goes in between.
You guys are really after Craven today.
Sorry. How many people have done it now? Like Radical, Nikki Daly.
Okay, so congressional findings are says individuals with disabilities are a discrete and insular minority who have been faced with restrictions and limitations, subjected to a history of purposeful, unequal treatment, and relegated to a position of political powerlessness in our society. So this is something that the ADA is trying to take back and allow people to have that equal access. And equal access means being able to read that shit on your own, to be able to have your notes. You shouldn't have to rely on another human being for that stuff if you don't have to. And since technology is available to do that for us, there's nothing in here that says we can't have it. It specifically states that we should be able to be equal.
Okay, nowhere in there that it say that you could bring your smartphone into the court, and the document that I showed earlier showed that a qualified reader, they even defined parameters for what made someone a qualified reader, was a substitute for a blind person being able to read. And in document number 3, the court's response, they sent the list that they sent to Blind Justice to the court's ADA coordinator. So the ADA coordinator of that court in that town was well aware of what the accommodations at the court was and levied no protest.
No protest from Blind Justice?
No protest from the ADA coordinator.
Oh, okay.
To the list of approved devices that the court would allow into the courtroom.
Yes, and there is actually a way to. It states in here that you have to go through that humility, and once court is all said and done and over with, you are to file a complaint. Which I don't know how far that really gets anybody, but you're supposed to file a complaint with the Department of Justice and with. Oh, I got that over here.
Yeah, Billy Yank in the chat just brought up a good point. While you're looking for whatever document you were looking for, Dave, hold on, give me just a second. It would be video number 4. Can you play video number 4 real fast, Dave? It's really short.
Can we step over here and have a chat? Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so the lawyer says, hey, can we have a talk over here? And he points a certain direction. Immediately, our friend Blind Justice walked in the direction that the lawyer pointed. That's a little odd, just saying.
So did the lawyer start walking that direction already?
Absolutely not. It just played on the screen. We can play it again, Dave, if you want.
I'm looking for I got 2 screens and I'm kind of split attention here.
Well, just for the audience's benefit, Dave, if you want to show that again while we're waiting.
Can we step over here and have a chat? Yeah. All right.
Yeah. About as blind as a hawk.
Huh.
I don't know what to tell you. My dad literally had his eyes removed from his head and he could throw something at you and hit you every damn time. How he did it, I don't know.
All right, so we're waiting on you.
Yeah, I know we are.
370 people watching. I think that's the most that I've ever had on a live stream. That's super awesome, people. Thanks for showing up. Jesus.
So I found the process as far as how to deal with it when you're denied this stuff. And
okay, well, that would be in the future.
yeah, there's nothing. Once you're denied it, there's nothing you can do until after the fact, which I think is ridiculous because you should be able to do something before the fact and not have to deal with the court system until
so
you
what
are allowed that equal ground.
So what you're telling me is that there is no document that you found that said you can bring an iPhone into the courtroom.
Well, it says any device that assists somebody in their daily living.
Yeah, reasonable accommodation, I think, is what it says. So
with the reasonable accommodation, that's them accommodating you with like they're providing you with that stuff, with the things that you need, or they are turning the lights down low for you, or they are making bringing the courtroom from upstairs to downstairs because they don't have an elevator.
Okay, if you were going to court, I'm assuming that you can see perfectly well.
Oh yeah, I can see.
Can you take your iPhone into the courtroom, record a court hearing, and then make a YouTube video about it? Can you do that?
Not without permission, nope.
Then why can someone who says that he's blind do it? I'm not trying to be a dick here. I'm just asking.
So, for that specific reason, no, I don't believe he should be able to do it. But for the reasons that he needs that stuff, yeah, I think that he should be allowed that. If they don't want him to make a video about it, they should, hey, you got to agree to not do this. You got to agree not to air any of this until it's all said and done and over with.
Okay, did they provide him means to have whatever documents he needed read to him?
No, I don't believe they did.
So that tall, lanky dude standing next to him wasn't going to read him his documents and tell him what was going on?
I don't think he should have to trust another human being for that because we have technology to do that for us.
That's not how that works. I mean, seriously, you don't just get to say, well, this provides me more.
Called equal. It's called equal, though. We should be able to be equal with everybody who is normal, quote unquote normal. And if there's a device, an electronic device that is going to allow us our independence, there is no reason for them to not allow that into the courtroom.
Okay, you're saying that, but you haven't brought anything to the table. You haven't. You brought documents that said these are amongst the things that may be included, and you're telling me, well, he should be able to. I mean, I should go to bed with Jennifer Aniston tonight. That would give me super dignity in my life, but that's not going to happen. And that's just the way it is. So if he wants to pretend to be blind and then pretend that he needs all these accommodations, sorry, dude, that's not how it works.
Well, then, I tell you what, I will concede reluctantly on this until I have some case law in front of me, because I am certain that it's already been won a few times in court, but I did not get that far because I've been busy working my ass off.
Okay, Marvel Girl, do we want to read some super chats while we come up with whatever the next topic of discussion is? And I think I know where I want to go next, but we've got quite a few super chats, and I think some people are chomping at the bit to have their voice heard.
Yeah, I don't have the super chats except for the most recent ones. Do you want to do that? Because you have them. Or
I do have them.
I have questions if you want me to ask a couple of questions on this subject.
I can.
Yeah. Go through your questions.
All right. Well, Infidel 66687 and a couple other people like Rodent Banger have asked if the ones that we saw earlier are bad. Can you name frauditors who are doing it right? Good frauditors.
Oh, yeah, sure. So I believe that irate is like number one in my opinion. I've never had a moral disagreement or whatever with him as far as how he conducts himself.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Well, actually, the question was, can you name five? Oh, so go ahead. Sorry.
Pajama audits was another one. Now, I know that you guys are going to disagree with this, but I believe that blind justice is one. Well, I'm sure you guys are going to disagree with all of them, but that's all right. Let's see. So there's three. You want two more? Okay.
If you could, yeah.
Yeah. So that Amagant Press, I can't say that I particularly like him a whole lot, but I haven't seen him be disrespectful or anything like that. And then another one would be Indy. What is the rest of his name? He's got a long white beard, and he's from Michigan, I think. He's another one. So there's 5 for you, in my opinion, that are doing it right. Even though I have to admit that the one I would, out of those 5, the one that I would disagree with the most on certain issues is Blind Justice. I don't see him, in my opinion, breaking the law, or necessarily being aggressive. I've never seen him be aggressive, actually, ever.
Well, I think the court would disagree with you today when they gave him 1 year probation, community service, and he has to write an apology letter to the officer who arrested him.
Yeah, that sentencing makes no sense to me whatsoever. I've never seen a misdemeanor get any of that.
I watched the video of him getting arrested.
I know, I was there. I know, I was there. But I mean, it's a misdemeanor, class 2 misdemeanor. I've never seen anybody get probation or anything. It's always been just a small fine, less than $100.
Well, yeah, and well, he sort of exacerbated the situation by failing to appear because he wanted to bring his all his nonsense into the court. And so he probably didn't generate any sort of goodwill with the court wanting to kind of give him a break. So they probably gave him the max. That's what happens when you're a sovereign citizen idiot.
God, you like to call names.
I'm a sailor, right? What can I say?
Yeah.
So there is, where is it at? There is a law there that has to do with, where the hell is it?
Vilified Freedom in the chat. Hey, Vilified, what's going on, bro?
I just saw I had to say this. Woden Toad. If it's not Mr. Demeanor, it's misdemeanor. Really? Really? That's terrible. That's horrible. Get out. No. Sorry.
Wasn't there
I've got the super chats up while you're looking for what you're looking for.
Before you do that, wasn't there like
MC10 for $5?
James Madison is definitely another one, by the way. James Madison, he's an ex-cop. He's out down there in Florida.
Oh, cool.
James Madison's been dead since the 1700s, just saying.
Cute.
Sorry, that was a bad joke. That was a dad joke.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so you named these people, some of whom I've heard of, and I'm aware that Massel Report has even the pajama guy, whatever his name is.
Pajama Audits, the woman, yeah.
Yeah, they've even shouted out that channel and said, yeah, that's a good auditor. Search my channel and try to find where I made a video about any of these people calling them out. I don't go after people who stand on the corner on the sidewalk and film a traffic stop. I go after the people like PayPal Patty, like Blind Justice, like Eric Brandt, like Free Potato, who filmed a lady essentially in her own neighborhood, pointed the camera at her and said, look at that worn out vagina. That's the only reason you live in this nice neighborhood. That's the people I go after. That's the people that I'm here to talk about tonight. MC Toon in the chat says he's wearing pajamas right now. So I don't know what that has to do with anything, MC Toon. But $5 from MC Toon says, oh crap, I can't read this aloud. Shame on you, Toon. I'm not sure what that means. Feel free to cut me off if you have something to say while I'm reading these.
Yeah.
There. Jet Etch for, I guess this is British pounds. That's pretty heavy. 5 British pounds. Really enjoyed this live. It's interesting. Thank you, sir. He sent another 0.99 of a pound that just says 100. But how's it 0.99 and 100 at the same time? Jessica G, good to see you. Sent $2 American. It just says Jessica G for $2 says blank. Thank you for your blank. Infidel 66687. I think you got a fan in the chat. Oh, no, you don't. I'm sorry. For $5 American is Noli named 5 good auditors. I do see some of your fans in the chat though, so well done. Richard Norris for $10 American says, I think motive is the best yardstick. It is. That's absolutely true, because we know what these dudes are out there doing. It's so obvious. Kathy Grant, thank you, ma'am, for $13.99 Canadian. Watching from Ontario, Canada. Love your show, as well as all the other channels who call out these frauditors. Many thanks. Yeah, it's getting cold up in Canada, and so Kathy, I'm sorry. Yeah, another dad joke. Taco Josh for $5 American. My mom says I am a VIP. Yeah, she told me that this morning when we woke up. C4. C4. Well, I mean, I'm duty bound to tell the truth on this channel. C4 for $20 American. I hope everything is well. Yes, C4, everything is well. I'm killing it over here. And Noli D, I've never heard of this person. Noli D for $2 sent a picture of a cat. I think it looks a lot like me. So yeah, let's move on. Do you have anything, Noli, or otherwise I have a new topic.
No, go ahead, move on.
Okay, cool. So what do you think of? Okay, so this official that has asked to be, had her name kept out of this, calls me from this small town in Texas because Otto the Watchdog, Eric Brandt, and all of their idiot friends are absolutely driving this town into the ground. They're doing so many public records requests that they can't possibly process them all. Their phone systems are overrun with the calls that you heard at the beginning of this conversation. Why aren't the good First Amendment auditors that you talked about, why don't I see videos from them saying, you guys are making us look bad, knock it the fuck off?
I honestly can't answer for other people, but I believe that many of them do it out of respect for their freedoms, because what these outside of the abusiveness, the FOIA requests and the public information requests and stuff, that's well within their right. I mean, I know that when this very first started, I think I was probably one of the first people to put in FOIA requests for that information, and I consistently got no for an answer and never did get a single one of my FOIA requests met. So, and I don't know anyone else who has either.
Yeah, is it your right to get all your friends together and put in so many public records requests to a town that it cripples their government? Is that your right?
I can't say that it's anyone's right, but I don't think it's against the law to do it either, and especially when they deny your request so much that you don't know what else to do. I mean, you feel like your hands are tied. Why not get your friends in on it, get them to request it too, and maybe one of them will get a yes. They, word it just slightly differently.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to break it to you when you say that you don't know if it's against the law, but it is. There's something in the law called paper terrorism. And this is a fairly recent development caused by your friends in the First Amendment Auditors / sovereign citizen community that are inundating these courts and city, state and local governments with all of this paperwork and vexatious lawsuits or vexatious litigation. That's another that's not a new term, but it's coming up more and more. So paper terrorism is a relatively new thing that people, localities and states are passing laws about because of these people. So if your good First Amendment auditor friends want to keep doing their First Amendment audits and their public records requests and all that, I highly suggest that they weed out the Eric Brandts and the blind justices and the free potatoes from their ranks.
I somewhat agree with what you're saying. The people that I think need to be weeded out kind of more are the ones who are doing harm to citizens, not necessarily doing harm to government entities, which I know that long run it would too fall back on the citizens. I don't see people going in and trying to get all like an insane amount of FOIA requests in if they would just let the original ones go through and allow people to have access to that information.
Okay, so if they're not overrunning these people with public records requests, then how is it that so this Texas town, MC2?
Oh, I know they're overrun. I know they're overrun with them, but they're not filling any of them at all.
Well, yeah, why should they? When you got chubby little PayPal Patty who looks oddly like Bobby Hill from King of the Hill,
yes,
goes in there and says, "Oh, I want all of your job positions and salaries in a public records request." Why would they possibly honor that public records request? He's obviously there making a YouTube video.
Well, let's see. They are there to get that information because Otto could not get it when he filed for his public information request.
What public records request did Otto want that he didn't get?
He wanted everything that had to do with his case.
That's very, very vague. Everything to do with my case.
Well, I don't know what he wrote. I don't know what he wrote on the paper. I was not there.
Well, based on looking at his videos, it probably was written in crayon and all the words were misspelled.
Wow.
I doubt that.
Do you think it's okay to go to a small town in Texas and stand on the street corner with a sign that says "fuck the cops"?
Yes, I do. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I may not like it, but absolutely.
I didn't ask you if it was legal. I said, do you think it's okay?
Yes, I think it is okay. I do think it is okay. I don't like it, but I think it's okay.
Thank you for your candor. I have to respectfully disagree with you.
Well, you were asking for my opinion, so.
Yeah, no. I'm glad you gave it. That was awesome. That you said that it's okay for him to go to a town that he doesn't live in.
Excuse me, can I get clarification? Do you think it's okay morally or okay legally?
I think it is okay legally. I think it's okay legally.
Okay.
Morally, I honestly don't know where I stand on it. But just personally, like, it's not something that I would do.
I specifically asked if it was okay, not whether it was legal.
And I think it is okay for him to do. Yeah.
So why wouldn't you do it?
Because I'm just not that kind of person. I just wouldn't.
Would you Would you let your child do it?
Yeah.
What about little children seeing the sign? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's the next, that was going to be one of my next questions.
My bad.
Now, I would not feel great about that, but
Okay.
Sorry, I got distracted. But I don't think it would do any damage to that child that sees it. It's not like it's pornography or something. It is a bad word. A bad word that I'm certain many people used when they were probably 5 or 6 years old.
Okay. How would you feel? You're. Well, no, I'm not gonna say this because I was going to ask a question about your adult children, but they're still your children. Okay.
It's okay. Go ahead. It's okay.
Well, okay. Since you said it's okay,
It's okay.
you have an adult daughter. I know because I heard her voice before when we were talking before the show.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, if she's in her driveway and Free Potato shows up and points a camera at her vagina and says, "Look at that worn out vagina. That's the only reason you live in this rich neighborhood." Is that okay?
I would hope that my daughter knocked her the fuck out.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's something that I cannot stand about Furry Potato. Going to churches, since there's a separation between church and state, I think that's just a crappy excuse to be an asshole. I think going to people's homes and going to their driveways and walking through a residential neighborhood just to see who you can get upset or creep out is also bullshit.
Okay, so we can skip the question about going to Messel Report's house because I'm assuming.
Oh God, no! That was just, oh my God.
Yeah, they
okay.
literally went to her house with her where her minor children were. Yeah, luckily she's pretty tough and she gave zero fucks about that, which I. By the way, if you are listening, Brian, the person that did that, go look at your chat from that night. I invited you to show up at my house and do that. And that invitation still stands. He already has no teeth, so I don't know if he would leave my house in a worse state than he showed up or not.
I can't even think of a good reason to ever do that to anybody, period. I don't.
The consensus is that he was sent there by Furry Potato.
Oh, well.
Yeah. What's your take on Josh Abrams, who is in jail?
I got a tiny whiff of him when he first started, and wanted nothing more to do with it.
Yeah, I've got a video where he followed what he thought was an undercover officer. I don't know whether or not the gentleman was, but that's a good way to get an undercover officer killed.
Mm-hmm.
If followed him, filmed him, said, "Look, this guy's an undercover cop."
What do you feel about? Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm running out of questions. So
how about Glenn Serio?
Oh, Glenn.
Glenn Serio?
Oh, see, no, I'm not familiar with him at all. I've seen a couple of clips from other people's channels about him, and there are, like I said, there are plenty of them that I don't even bother with or fuck with whatsoever. I just won't. Because they're not doing well. They're not doing what they're doing for a good reason. Their motives are not for the betterment of their community or for a better future for their children, or to prevent anybody else from having to go through something humiliating or something that is against a policy of the police departments or a policy of the ADA. there's limits to my agreement as far as that shit goes. And I think that the reason they're out there matters. And
Then
I can't not put my faith in some of them because, well, then that would take my faith out of everybody. I would have no faith in no one whatsoever as far as intentions go. I think that everybody should be given the benefit of the doubt at the beginning, and if they prove you wrong, then you know, walk away and not fuck with them.
So, last question, and then we're going to go to audience questions. So, audience, please start putting your questions in there, and we'll try to get to all of them. And gotta keep getting text messages. Let me mute that. Other than my taking exception to blind justice, I'm sure you watched my channel before. What specifically do you take exception with on my channel?
I guess it's the same thing that I don't like about theirs is I think that using ad hominem attacks are just stupid. Which is an ad hominem all on its own. But
can you be more specific?
So calling people names and degrading them based on anything other than what you disagree as far as the First Amendment goes, or as far as the Second Amendment goes, or as far as the cop watching thing goes, and what they are allowed to legally do, and what you just think is just bad on a moral standpoint. I think that there should be morals taken into play when doing these things, but I don't think that's what should be pointed out, I guess. I think that it should be strictly what's constitutional and what isn't.
Okay. When I asked, could you be more specific? I'm asking for an example of when I did something.
Okay,
that
you enjoy calling people idiots and hillbillies and.
That's not an example.
You were just calling people idiots. You've called people an idiot several times during this show here, and I think that's I don't know. It's low. It's beneath anyone who is going to make a moral judgment call on these people.
That's not what an ad hominem is. An ad hominem is that you're wrong.
An attack that has nothing to do with the subject matter.
No, ma'am.
That's an attack that has nothing to do with the First Amendment.
I'm sorry. An ad hominem is, for example, if you and I were having this talk, and I said, "You're ugly. That's why you're wrong," or "You're wrong because you're stupid." That's not what I do. I say you're stupid because you're wrong, not you're wrong because you're stupid.
As an adjective, it says right here that it is an argument or a reaction directed against a person rather than the position they are maintaining.
Exactly.
It's like when you insult the person instead of their argument.
Right.
And calling somebody an idiot is attacking the person.
Right, but I'm also attacking what they're doing. When PayPal Patty goes into an office building and absolutely harasses a 70-year-old grandma about some idiotic paperwork that he wants, I'm saying the harassment is the problem. And guess what? That makes you an idiot. I'm not saying that you're an idiot, therefore, no matter what you do in that office, you're wrong. Do you get the distinction that I'm laying out here?
Yeah, I get the distinction.
I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm yelling at you. I'm just
Yelling at her.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm yelling at you, but I'm just yelling at you.
Yeah. You've also called the viewers, their supporters, idiots. I think that's kind of low. If you want them to see it from your perspective, why would you call them names and degrade them or portray them as lesser than you because they happen to support something that they believe in? I just like you support something you believe in, which is, I guess.
So I'll give you half credit for that one. And the reason is that I'm not trying to sway their audience. I'm calling their audience idiots for the benefit of my audience's pleasure. So you get half credit for that one.
But yeah, other than that, and then there's so I get not believing that somebody is blind. I think that spreading that I don't believe this person is blind is bullshit, because if anybody told me I didn't need my wheelchair, I would fucking kneecap them.
How would you if you're in a wheelchair?
With
another
the arm
that was
of my
another dad
wheelchair
joke.
that comes off, it's made out of metal. I would gladly
Yeah.
smack somebody in the kneecap and put them in a wheelchair and then tell them they don't need it.
I like it. Sorry, I do.
Yeah, that was a dad joke. Sorry.
No, I meant her answer. I like it.
Oh no. I would
Kneecapping.
kneecap them as well. But yeah, he just has given so many indications. Everybody that he films is always perfectly in frame. He always finds the door. It's just painfully obvious. No, he didn't just wakeboard. He won the wakeboarding championship.
Yeah, he did.
How?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And everybody that was there was sight impaired, legally blind. Everyone who competed was legally blind.
Wow.
Yeah, next weekend he's going to shoot skeet in a skeet competition, I hear.
There's a gentleman called oh my goodness. I had him. He was on my live feed last night, and we watched. He's totally blind. He was shot in the head. He has no eyes. He's just like my father, has no eyes. And that man shot 2 deer in one night. 2 deer in one night. Are you going to tell me that he's not blind when he has no eyes in his head?
When you have an AK-47 with a 500-round drum, what do you expect?
No, he had a rifle. Single shot. Done.
Joking again.
Kat, can you put a delay on the chat? We're hearing it's going too fast.
I don't know how to do that. Dave, can you give me some tech support?
Gosh, where did they
Dave,
shove
did you
slow?
fall asleep?
No, I'm here. Can you not hear me?
I think you did.
Bullinator.
Damn it, Dave. Let me try to figure this out.
Seriously? Can
I've
you not
never
hear
had
me?
this big a chat, so I don't know.
You usually have to do it before you go live.
No, I've seen people do it on the fly, hon. I've seen people do it on the
really?
fly. Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear
Here he
me
is.
now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Damn it,
yeah.
Dave.
No, it was like, I don't know what, but the meats lost my microphone. I'm sure the audience heard me. They're like, he's not asleep.
I saw that happen before. Yeah, I tried to tell you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But how do I slow this down?
Let me look real quick on my own channel. Studio. I know it's in here.
Radical's in the chat. He knows how to do everything.
It's been so long since I had to actually do this, and they changed. Unfortunately, YouTube changed everything.
Yeah, I saw a couple chats asking me to slow it down, but I didn't know
I
how.
think if you hit the edit button on the actual stream page where the go live button's at, there's an edit button.
Let me do.
Or a gear in the upper right, I think.
Radical can DM me if you want.
No,
I mean, the best way I think is if everybody would only super chat.
that would definitely slow things down.
Right?
I'm joking.
That might actually
Again.
stop them. So let me see.
I'm full of jokes tonight.
If I hit the
You're full of
the,
something.
the stream settings now stream settings.
It's on the chat box itself. Radical saying, go to the chat box. Don't edit the stream right now. He's saying, do not in capitals.
Okay,
edit the stream right now.
I just
go to the 3 dots.
Okay.
On the chat box, it should be there.
I'm on the 3 dots. It says manage moderators, participants, pop out chat, toggle timestamps, send feedback.
Let me see where else it
that's
might
not
be.
good.
Go to.
That's where I've seen it.
What happens if you do hit edit? Hopefully this doesn't kill the stream.
Oh, I'm scared. Hold me. Daisy, help.
Because that's where that's where you actually set it before stream. Is you go to edit and then there's a tab on the left that says live chat and you can enable slow mode.
I don't know.
You might need to scroll at the very bottom, like that window.
It won't kill it. Okay.
At the window where that where the preview's at. You might need to scroll that to the right to get to see the edit button because it tends to disappear under the live chat. And then if you hit edit,
I'm so confused.
No, Radical's saying no. Wait, you're right. You're right.
And then go to live chat.
Thanks, Rad.
And then enable.
Is this? Hold on. Is this in the? Like where the go live button is?
Yes.
What you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, edit. You want to hit edit there?
Okay, hold on. I'm here. So where is edit?
It's.
I see it. I see it.
Okay.
I see it. Edit.
Yay.
Edit.
Live chat.
Live chat.
Enable slow mode. Look at me.
Yay.
Look at me. Doing the things.
Now.
Doing the things.
Yeah, look, slow mode's on.
Yeah, I am now able to do stuff and things.
All the things.
Before I could only do stuff.
We'll alert the media and Radical.
Okay.
And let me
let's
delete
do
this
some
random live.
Oh wait,
stream I
he's
just
saying
created.
60. You set it for 60 seconds. That's very long. You want to maybe start with 15?
Oh, for Christ's sake, Radical.
Hey. I just read. My job is just to read it. You know.
My.
What do you want from me?
But we're professionals
chat.
here.
So what should I set it for? 10 seconds?
15? 15, yeah. That's good.
10 or 15 is
There
a
we
good
go.
start usually. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Are you happy now, Radical?
That's what it counts. All right.
All right. Let's look at some super chats, I suppose. Does anybody have objections?
Well, we have questions too.
Oh, yeah. Read some questions while I bring up super chats.
Wonderful. Okay, so from Rodent of Anger, question for Noli. Do your good auditors still film if there are signs posted in a building or area that says no filming or no cell phone?
I don't know if I can honestly answer that. It depends, because I know that here in my town there is a sign at the PUD office that says no filming, or no filming, no cameras, whatever. And underneath it there's an RCW, but the RCW that goes with it has nothing to do at all, like with electronic devices of any kind at all. I mean, it's so, in my opinion, considering that it is a public utility department, a person should be able to go into the first part, where you go and pay your bill, or first go up to get help. Maybe not in the back, but right through there. They should be able to film right in there. They should be able to film around the building, and they should be able to film their conversation with anybody that's in there. But if it's...
Is that where people are paying their bill, actively paying a bill and stuff?
Yeah.
You're saying? What about their privacy?
Well, there's like a marks on the floor where you can't stand any closer than this or whatever, for the privacy of the person in front of you. I've
Including
never seen
Zoom
anybody.
lenses?
Huh?
What about zooming and the microphones pick up a lot more than our ears? Just saying. This is another question from a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, I really don't know how I feel about that. I do know that the whole there is no privacy in public thing, which sometimes I find quite annoying. Other times I agree with it. I'm kind of wishy-washy on it. Since there is a place available for them to step aside and take care of any business that they deem as personal that somebody might be able to see, I would say that it would be the employee's obligation to take that customer to an area where they can't be seen.
But
even though I do think it's quite annoying, there is that option to do that, at least here anyway.
Okay, that goes into another one, which is rights without responsibilities, like to our fellow man.
Oh, no, I think that, well, just like I feel like with accosting the general public or scaring them or freaking them out or saying you're going to educate them, and instead of educating them, you are an asshole to them until the cops arrive and then the cops educate them. Well, that means that you educated nobody and you made us all look like a jackass.
Very good. Okay.
I think that if the public, a member of the public comes up to you and is like, "What are you doing? I don't think you're allowed to do that." Explain to them without being a dick that you are allowed to do that, and here's why, and you're allowed to do it too. And in fact, I think that you should, in whatever manner you're comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that people like at the DMV, the people who are working there, they shouldn't be able to throw you out because you're filming when you go in there. And they shouldn't be able to have you arrested either because you're filming when you go in there. There are certain areas of the DMV where they are doing work that is also, you don't pass this line until the person in front of you is done. I mean, I get their Zoom and stuff, but their body's in the way of most of their paperwork and stuff, I would think, unless they're a twig.
But do you understand? Do you understand that you, so many of these auditors don't seem to understand that you can be trespassed from a place that's public? Are you in that camp that you don't think that you can be trespassed from a post office or a city building?
I know you can be. I know you can be.
Okay.
Do I think that you should be able to be? Unless you're the one who is creating the disturbance, I don't think that you should be. If someone is flipping out on you because of what you're doing, I think that it's kind of on that person that's flipping out on you. That's the person who's creating the disturbance.
So say you're at the DMV, you're doing no DMV business, you're working on a news story, and I say that in the most giant air quotes that I can possibly make. You think that that's okay to just hang out the DMV all day, not doing any DMV business, and if the DMV manager comes over and it's like, "Hey, bro, it's time to get out of here," you don't think that he should?
I think it's weird, but I don't think it's necessarily wrong of them to do.
What if 50 of them did it, all in the same DMV?
At the same time,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that there would be a problem with that. It would definitely, especially in the bigger cities, it would hinder people from getting their business taken care of. And I believe you're not supposed to interfere in the customer's business as far as keeping them from doing business there.
Right. So where do you draw that line?
Well, and
auditors?
interrupting them from doing their business you shouldn't do that. If you want to go up and talk to an employee, you take a number and you go and talk to that employee when your number is called. I don't think you should be able to get in between or cut the line or anything like that. And I don't think that you should most auditors, for the most part, they keep the camera either pointed down to the ground or up at the ceiling so that they're not getting people's faces.
No, have you?
There are some who don't.
Have you never seen an auditor video? I mean,
The ones that, well, the people who I know, again, I'm selective with who I entertain as far as giving my attention to or my time to, and those people do not show people's faces.
yeah. So just yesterday, Eric Brandt went over to a police car, and there was a picture of a child in the seat of the police car, and he zoomed in on it and then did a little happy dance that he had just gotten a picture of a child and put it on the internet.
Wow.
From a police car. So
I did not see that. So I mean,
Yeah.
I believe you. I'm not calling you a liar at all. But I would definitely want to see the context myself before I say, oh, well, that's fucked up or not.
well, it's Eric Brandt, of course. I mean, when he gets out of bed in the morning, it's fucked up.
Well, he lives in my town, so.
Oh, he's going to the big house.
I happen to like the man very much.
Oh my God!
But
Why?
I do not like a lot of what he does. He knows this. We've discussed it many times. I know you're just so disgusted with me now.
I'm sorry. He's
What
the
does
worst.
he?
Next to Glenn.
He's literally the worst. Like he's worse than Glenn Serio. Well, yeah.
I think that he is quite loud and obnoxious in a sometimes intimidating way.
He said on video that he wants people to shoot judges.
Oh, geez.
What else do you need to know?
I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, he did, and I did not. I was not okay with that. I actually quit watching him for a while just because I didn't want to see anything horrible happen.
Did you hear the phone calls that I played from him at the beginning of this video?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I heard him.
Is that okay?
No, I don't think that's okay. I
Okay.
don't like it.
Do you know that the lady that answers the phone at that city hall is 72 years old?
Oh, Jesus Lord. Oh.
No, I didn't.
That
Yeah.
breaks my heart.
Yeah.
If it was your grandmother, if it was his grandmother, wouldn't happen. Just saying.
No, that's what
But, you know,
deserves a kneecapping.
If they would also, I don't know, do their job that they're paid to do, I don't see Eric making all those phone calls or all the other people who make the phone calls, which I think threatening them and stuff is, and scaring people, deliberately scaring people is not. It's not cool. It's not okay. It's not okay at all.
Some of those people that work there have had to be put on anxiety meds,
Exactly.
Just saying.
Oh, I believe that wholeheartedly. I believe that Otto has also had to be put on medication because of all the stress.
Otto needs to be on medication.
I don't know anything about Otto. I'm sorry, I don't know.
He's Eric Brandt light.
Have I seen him? I'm sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, I think he's a teddy bear. I've never seen him really flip out on anybody. Other than carrying a sign with some bad words on it. I mean,
have you seen his arrest record? No,
yeah, I have. I've spoken to his ex and everything else about the arrest record. And
yeah, did you know that he has his children taken from him?
Yeah, I saw it, and I saw exactly how they went about doing it too. And I think it was dirty of them. I think it was dirty of the cops the way that he was not hurting anybody. He was camping.
He's just a teddy bear.
I don't know the story. Can somebody tell the audience the story too? If you're going to talk about it.
I wouldn't be able to tell it without screwing it up in some way that.
Okay.
So Otto and the kids went down to Texas because he had a court date. Mm-hmm. And instead of, getting a hotel room, they were camping in this field. And the cops rolled up on him. And he said, "Who are you? What do you want? Who are you?" And I guess somebody had called the police and said that there was human trafficker or a child sex trafficker or something there, which that's not what he was. He was their dad. And he had made that clear that he was their dad, why he was there, why they were camping. and they ended up arresting Otto anyway, and I still don't quite understand why they arrested him anyway. And they took the kids, and they still have the kids. And I
was it
that's
private
bullshit.
property they were on or something?
No, the thing is, there's much, much more to this story.
Okay.
And like I said, if I try to do it off the top of my head, I'm gonna screw it up in a way that would open me up to people saying, "Hey, he's just making shit up."
Right.
But I can tell you, there's much, much more to this story.
Okay. Yeah. That has to be.
I'd be
on
happy
top of the
to
fact,
stick a link to the video of that going down up for you so that you can check it out later or whatever.
no, but that video is not the whole story. And
As far
part
as
of the
having
story,
his kids taken away from him, it is though. That is literally the only reason they took the kids from him.
I beg to differ, but that's like I said, I go out of my way to not say things that may not be true. So the only thing that I can say at this point is I beg to disagree with you because I know that there's more to the story. I just can't articulate it right now.
Okay, should I go to the next question?
Yes, ma'am.
All right then. From Ilya, how is criminally obscene behavior acceptable?
What is criminally obscene?
She didn't say anything else on that one.
Oh, well, let me see if I can't look that up real quick so that I can.
Somebody put in chat, Otto was homeless. He wasn't camping. I think that that's true, but I don't know that right off the top of my head.
There are millions of homeless parents who have full custody of their children. But the thing is they were living in a house. They left that house. They went to Texas for court, and they camped instead of getting a place for the night. Something that my mother did with us many times, not necessarily for court, but for other reasons. And there was never an issue. You know, the whole reasons that the cops were called on him that night was because the woman thought something that was untrue.
Well,
And
he didn't leave the house. He didn't leave the house. He was evicted from the house, and I do know that to be true.
No. He left Colorado. He was in Colorado when he left Colorado to go to Texas for that court date.
Why is it always Colorado? Jesus.
It's not always, I promise.
I was going to say, hold my beer, Marvel Girl. Florida.
Yeah, Bull's in Florida. It's always Florida.
No, man. Okay, how about, again from Ilya, what about the rights of the public when, you know, they're there and these auditors come in and, you know, they're getting filmed too. They don't want to be. I've seen Josh many times and Anselmo from, what's his channel's name? Auditing America. They film victims and people at the police department to report crimes.
Yes.
That they're recording victims that are there to report crimes. Is that what you said?
Yes. They were actually asked by one of the victims who was there because she was being harassed by an ex and stalked, not to put her on film, and he did anyway. I saw it.
I think that's extremely low and shitty of anyone to do. There's something that me and Blind Justice disagree with, or disagree on is that same subject of if somebody comes up to you and asks you not to film them,
what does it cost?
Why did you come up to me then? Kind of a thing. I'm going to film you now because you're engaging with me. I get doing that to a cop. I get doing that to a judge. I get doing that to any public servant who is on the job. Not
I've got a video.
On the job. I get it, but not to the general public. I think that's a shitty thing to do. I've been a victim of shit too myself, and I know that I didn't want to be filmed in those moments.
Follow-up question.
So I've got a video on my channel of a First Amendment Auditor who decided that he was going to audit a A women's shelter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
that's wrong.
do you know how many things could go wrong there?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, put that on the internet. The husband that just victimized you now knows where you are.
Well, the thing is those houses are supposed to be like low key, unknown anyway.
They were. It was a nondescript building. But guess what? Some ladies smoke. They go outside to smoke. And you got this idiot out there with a camera.
Yeah, I don't understand why anybody would do that. They're putting lives in danger.
Follow up. Is because you said you don't mind if they do it to a judge or a cop on the job. So sorry for whoever asked this. I don't remember who it was, and I don't want to go back right now. So you think it's it's okay to do that to them? Like they're there for our entertainment?
No, not there for our entertainment at all. But I do think that, well, I agree with the Constitution as far as we are allowed to observe and document them doing their jobs.
Is it
because they are being paid, and as long as they're on the job, I don't see anything wrong with them being watched and what they're doing being documented, whether it's on film or it's on.
So what about when they go over there and they just start asking questions to the cop?
I don't see anything wrong with that either. I think it's
Okay.
fine. You should be able to ask a cop questions.
I'm glad you said that. So out of an 8-hour shift, how much time is this officer required to answer questions from First Amendment auditors out of his 8 hours? Give me
required?
30 minutes,
I don't think
an
they're
hour.
necessarily required to answer their questions unless they are, legitimate questions that any other member of the public would ask.
Right.
But to just ask a bunch of questions just because to waste their time, I think is stupid.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, because all of these videos, I bet just on my channel, I could document probably a full 40-hour work week of these idiots going up to, and yes, they're idiots, going up to cops, name and badge number. Oh no, you have to give me your name and badge number. You can't walk away. You got to give me your name and badge number.
I don't see anything wrong with asking them for that information, and I think that they should answer that.
Okay,
question.
so what if everybody they encountered, not even interacted with, just their whole work day, every single person they saw said, come here, give me your name and badge number. That's their entire work day. And
I think that would be much. I think that would be much. I don't know how they would begin to deal with that. I know that my local cops here, they don't really have that much interaction with the public. The only time they do is when they engage it.
Right, but these First Amendment auditors are going to the police and engaging with them, not the other way around.
Not the ones that I watch typically. I think that asking them at least, the name and badge number, they should answer that question.
Why?
Maybe not anything beyond that, because it's part of their policy, for one, and two, because they are a public servant, we have the right to know who they are. Not that I honestly care unless they're doing something fucked up, but
fair enough.
So
when they're not, I mean, I personally wouldn't even bother asking them that information unless they were doing something really, really awesome or really, really foul. But right. I think that any member of the public who asks them that question, they should answer that question. It takes literally seconds.
It takes seconds, but these guys are doing it for the purpose of starting a dialogue that you've seen it. I know that you've seen it. People tell me that you've been around this community a while. You know that these people go to traffic stops, they engage with the cops, they do everything they can to, in my opinion, derail the entire traffic stop.
Some of them, yep. Some of them do. Some of them do. I agree with that wholeheartedly. There are many who don't. There's I can't remember the first part of his name, but a guy named Mike who does cop watching. He's not that way, and he typically waits until the end when the cop's walking away and is all done with the call to go up and ask a question or two. And
that was part of the question.
Irate is another one who he will not say a word to the cops at all unless they say something to him or they're doing something specifically foul that's just either against policy or against the law. He will make a comment, but not an ongoing berate of comments, just a, hey, you know, that's against this policy, or hey, that's against this law, you're breaking the law, and then he just continues filming.
Yeah, and one thing that I use to judge my conduct in my everyday life is, and I hope that you take this on board and maybe have a takeaway from our conversation is, I think, what if what I'm doing, what if everybody acted like that? Maybe if First Amendment auditors took that on board, they would change their conduct a little bit.
I could see that, yeah. And as far as myself personally, I think that I conduct myself in a manner that suits me and almost everybody I interact with. I mean, there's only a few people that have a serious problem with me, and they got serious problems in their head. So, like, literally,
you have
there's
been
something wrong
pleasant
with them.
tonight, and I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Tina, do we have any more questions?
Yeah. Neelan, I believe. What do you tell people who have no idea what auditors are about, and what do you tell them about your profession, I guess, what you call it? How do people react when you tell them?
Who was that directed to? Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. I guess
My
you can answer that too, really. You know. Go ahead. Yeah, Noli, go first.
Yeah, I don't discuss my profession with too many people, just because it's semi public eye thing, and so I don't like to get into it because I have, like, I wouldn't want to embarrass anybody that I work with or work for or lose my job. So I don't really discuss it a whole lot. Only like when I need to.
But the main part of the question was, what do you think First Amendment auditors are?
Oh, what do I think they
yeah, what are they doing?
I think that the ones that I support anyway, I think they are trying to make a point of reminding our government and our police officers and our staters and stuff that they are not doing it right either. They are not only breaking laws, they are breaking policies. They are stomping on people's rights, and so they are going to go around these people, and they are going to stand on their rights. And if they don't get accosted or messed with by them, then they go on. But if they are getting their rights stomped on by these people, they're going to get louder. They're going to get more annoying. They're going to fight and argue with that entity until somebody is either proven right or wrong in court. And when I say in court, I mean like in a federal court, which I don't think it should have to go that way. How hard is it to go and look up the rules or look up the laws and be like, oh, well, wait, you know what? They're right. I am doing this wrong. I shouldn't be doing this. This is illegal for me to do. I think that is an important thing. I want my daughters to feel safe when they get pulled over. I want my daughters to feel comfortable going in and doing a FOIA request and actually getting that FOIA request instead of a bunch of drive-bys. from the cops. And when I say drive by, I mean just cruising by your home really slow when they don't belong in your town. That's just intimidation, and they use it. And not all of them, but enough of them to where it puts people in fear the same way auditors will put the general public in fear because they're not used to seeing people out recording, or they're acting like douche canoes.
Okay, I'll answer.
Okay, good.
Well, yeah. So what I think auditors are, well, I answered it at the beginning, but here's a different answer that I give sometimes. If you have a sibling, and most of us do, an auditor is like when you were a kid and your brother or sister would come up to you and put his finger like a millimeter from your face and say, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, because, you know, you're not in trouble because you didn't hit your brother, you're just holding your finger a millimeter from his face. That's kind of what auditors do. They try to skirt that line in order to make a YouTube video so that they can get some money. That's what auditors are.
I think that's what a frauditor is. I don't think that's what an auditor is.
So there is a distinction on Noli?
Yeah. 100% there's a distinction.
The follow-up to your last statement was, you said they get louder, right? Does that mean it's okay to start calling them names and just try to get them angry enough to, you know, that any human being would?
I think instigating that kind of stuff is the wrong way to go about it. I think that standing on your rights is okay. I think that if you are in a confrontation with one of these people, you should, if you want to call them fuckheads and whatever, go for it. It's within your rights, but I don't think that standing back and instigating it using that kind of language is doing anybody any good. It's not doing the movement any good. It's not doing that cop or that whatever any good, and it's not going to do that auditor any good, other than maybe get more clicks and views because of that whole shock factor thing, which is frustrating for other reasons.
Earlier in this call, you struggled to name 5 good auditors. I probably off the top of my head could name 40 bad auditors. So what is the movement, as you call it, isn't defined by the dude that goes out there, hangs out low-key, films the cops, makes his little video. It's defined by the Josh Abrams, the Furry Potatoes, the Eric Brandts.
Now, I believe they serve a purpose, though. They bring people in out of curiosity of what is this circus I'm seeing over here. And if people stay long enough, then they will eventually see that there's a point to what they're doing.
I mean,
and hopefully it'll lead them to the good ones.
I agree for a purpose. They give me a hell of a lot of views. But other than that, the only thing that they do to serve a purpose is the purpose of harassing innocent people, because that's what they do. Eric Brandt.
Well, that is one side of it.
No. Eric Brandt calling, and screaming on, some telephone about how he's going to come to town and he's just going to fuck shit up. And when he stands on a street corner and screams, happy, 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 fuck the cops day.
Go shoot yourself.
Yeah, and says that people should kill judges. And then he literally, I'm not kidding, I can find the video. He literally called an elementary school and said he was going to come there and fuck shit up.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Now I don't agree with that at all, and I'm not going to excuse it either. I flat out I don't agree with that. But there are many other things that he does that I do agree with, and there are many things just like there's going to be a good and evil side to everything, just like with the cops. There's a good side and there's a bad side to it. Same with the judges. There are good judges and there are corrupt judges. Anyone who denies the fact that there are corrupt cops out there and that there are corrupt judges out there. Oh, come on in, Shelley. You guys, my nurse is here. I have to go.
Oh, shoot.
All right. Well,
Yes,
then let's. I think you got 5 minutes.
I can
Just say goodbye. If you want to say goodbye, that's all we want.
Right. Just to do a closing.
No matter what side you guys are on, I love you as human beings, and I think that if we work together, we can bridge some of this shit and we can curb some of this shit on both sides of the fence, because I don't think anybody's 100% right here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I appreciate you showing up. This was a hell of a lot less of a dumpster fire than I thought it was going to be. So thank you, and we can all go away as friends.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I never intended anything different.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
All right. Yeah, I was going to ask, that was kind of abrupt. I don't know if Artie is still around, or MC Toon, Vilified Freedom, DGen. Any of you guys want to link? Just let me know. We can open a little panel and talk about what we just heard. It was hella interesting, and even to the point that I said hella, and that's not even in my vernacular.
Well, I expected worse. I did.
I did too.
I was surprised by the civility, because when I've seen First Amendment Auditors and the videos you tend to focus on, Kat, is it? I mean, tend to be the worst of the worst. Like, I get where she's coming from. That the low key, you just filming, and if you're asked to stop filming a certain person, you don't film that person. Be respectful. There's a way to go about this. I agree in principle that public servants should be...
Radical, do you want a link?
Should be...
I gave Artie one.
Should be monitored, and we should, as citizens, we should hold them accountable. But there's a right way and a wrong way to do that.
Right, but like I said, she struggled to name 5 of what she calls good auditors. There's dozens and dozens of the bad ones, and I didn't ask her to come here. She asked me to come here to defend them. Okay, let me send Tina. Do you have Artie? Actually, I can send him a link.
I sent Artie one, and
okay.
But I don't have Vilified, and he wants to join link.
Okay, I'll send it to his email. I think I've got Vilified's email. Damn it. Let me check.
Well, and I think Jessica G and Mrs. Jarhead both brought up a good point. Are they public servants? How do you classify a public servant? Like, is that like the president? There's a time when the president of the United States is the president, but then there's also a time when it'd be wholly inappropriate for you to go and stick a camera in his face, right? And the same thing is true even when he's performing his job as president. There's places you just can't go and film the president of the United States, but no one would deny he's a public servant. And then there's the question of, okay, Jessica G says cops are not necessarily public servants.
No. And really, if I could say, just because somebody serves you, even a waiter, doesn't mean they're your servant. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
What's up, Artie?
Yo.
Hey.
How are you guys?
Been better, been worse. How about you?
Oh, getting ready for tonight. Pump myself up.
For tonight?
Oh yeah.
What's going on tonight? It's
the encore presentation.
Okay, then I
of
guess I'll
last
do
night.
tomorrow night. I forgot about you. I forgot you were streaming, and I was gonna, but I'll do it tomorrow night.
Okay. Yeah, this will be the first time that I've done 2 straight nights of like drinking since I was in law school. So this is new. I can't do this shit anymore, so. But to talk specifically about what transpired tonight, I think you guys already touched on it. I don't like to do that whenever I have my discussions with sovereign citizens or Moors or whatever. Like I don't personally like to say, defend X, Y, or Z because that's them and not you. However, but with that being said, the problem that she did have was that she was agreeing with Schrodinger that the examples were not good, but she really tried. She struggled to kind of point out the right way of doing things, and she really didn't articulate specifically on how you do what they do, but in a less obnoxious and in a more productive manner. And
I did go in super hard on her, and I really don't feel bad about it at all because a lot of those things needed to be said.
No, I agree that you have to point out what the worst of the worst, who the worst of the worst are, and what they have done, because it goes beyond. You can tell what they do goes far beyond a sense of trying to hold police accountable and more of harassment, like a legitimate actual harassment, like an actual rebelling against either as a grifter, or if they're being genuine about it, like an actual full-on rebelling against any semblance of authority, not holding authority accountable, but not giving a shit about authority, period.
Hey, Reg. Hey, Reg.
Hello.
So, Vilified Freedom, check your email. You've got the link.
Email? What is this, 2006?
It's... I'm old. Give me a break.
So what's the Dutch viewpoint on this? Give us.
The what?
Well...
I'm talking about, yeah.
It sounds like she is kind of in favor of public disorder,
Yeah.
She likes to have people yell at each other on the street. That's not really allowed in the Netherlands, so it's a bit strange to my ears.
When she said she was cool with Eric Brandt, I'm like, that's it. Come on, like, that's just. I don't even know where to go with that.
Yeah, that lost me. I'm sorry about that.
If anybody saw my video about him where he's just screaming into the camera about that he wants people to kill cops and judges and, court.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Is that the guy that was on the phone yelling he's going to go into town and shoot the place up?
Yes.
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 Hmm.
He's currently wearing, I think, 2 ankle bracelets. It might only be 1.
2 of them.
Yeah. He's going to prison soon. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
He'd be safer there because I am looking for him.
It felt kind of like she was in between 2 places. Like she wants to have complete freedom of speech without any consequences. It kind of felt like that. She doesn't really have a position. It's like she wants a position, but the moment you push on her to defend that position, she basically starts backpedaling.
I noticed that too.
Yeah,
she toppled over a couple of times pretty easily and just said, "No, I'll concede that point." I was like, "Wow, that was easy."
At least that's intellectually honest, though, right? In a way.
In a way, but it's like 50% of the time she's intellectually honest, and the other 50% of the time she's defending Eric Brandt. So.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of cognitive dissonance when you say that in that circumstance, no, that's not okay. In that circumstance, you know what? No, that's not okay either. But then she turns around and says some of these people who do these things, they're one of the good ones. It's kind of how do you square that?
Yeah, it was definitely weird. She's like a friendly. I don't even know how to put it without making it sound awful. Like,
well, I came up with a word on Discord. I called her flip floppy.
Well, yeah. Flip.
She flips one way and then another way.
She's an apologist.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And not a full-on apologist, because she agrees with some of the points these really bad people do, and then when you push the subject, she basically doesn't want to defend it, or only partially wants to defend it. It was actually a proper conversation, though. That's something you don't see very often in these online YouTube debates in this day and age.
Yeah.
You guys were actually talking.
I mean, if anything, I was the jerk in that conversation.
Hey, aren't you always?
I'm a pretty friendly dude. But I wasn't really yelling at her. I was
Don't say
yelling.
I was yelling at you. I was just yelling. Come on.
Well,
you're screaming into the void.
Right?
It kind of was like that, right?
Yeah.
I was yelling
there was no counter argument.
I was yelling at the topic.
Yeah.
Okay.
They better not get ad hominem attacks in her general direction.
Oh, she did not know what an ad hominem was.
No.
Yeah.
She thinks that calling someone an idiot for being an idiot is, she doesn't understand satire, I think, or comedy.
Yeah. But, God bless her. I'm sure she makes a good, lasagna.
Oddly specific.
These dad jokes have to stop, man.
Please.
I was already hovering the unsubscribe button, if that is even a thing, for the hella remark there. I mean,
I saw your threat in the chat that you were going to unsubscribe me for.
It wasn't a threat.
You didn't unsubscribe me.
How do you know?
I'm going to find out.
He's got people working on it right now.
I'm calling my people.
All the people.
Yeah.
Yo. I'm actually from the Netherlands. That's Dutch or Holland or the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Whichever you want to call, Someone was asking where I was from.
It was funny because the Noli that was just on here, she texted me a couple days ago and she was like, "What do you use to live streams? StreamYards or whatever?" And I was like, "I don't know. I've got a dude for that." I was like,
God.
Yeah, I've got Bull. Like, I don't.
Is Bull an application? Where can I download that?
Wow, I mean, must be nice to have people, to do these things for you. Not learning all this shit on your own for the last 4 years.
What am I, a fucking poor person? Oh, Dave, are you here right now? Because I gotta tell you something before I forget. Of course he's not.
He did say he has to step out for a minute.
I've got people, but they're absentee.
I have a question, by the way. I just saw something in the chat by Clifford Reynolds there. Is that an ad hominem? Calling me a German?
You don't sound German. You sound German-ish, I guess.
German light.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it Dutch?
You have made a powerless enemy. Basically, we were Germany's left turn during World War II.
Yeah, basically.
Like Albuquerque.
We did flood a bunch of tanks that they were driving around with tanks, so we basically flooded them, and then they started bombing everything. So we had to capitulate. They weren't playing fair.
I was listening. I just kind of stepped away for a few minutes because I had to. I didn't want you to hear my Anthony Riley song.
Oh, okay. I see. I see what you did there. But I got to ask Radical something real quick because he just said all this stuff that happened in World War II. So I got to go flat earther on him here real quick.
Oh, dear.
So you just said all this stuff that happened in World War II. How do you know? Were you there?
I'm firing all my face bombs at the moment. I just need your general location, Schrodinger's cat.
Oh.
I'm firing so many face bombs projectiles right now. If I find my button, I don't know which one it is. You're in luck. But I might blow up my castle. With the sheer amount of face bombs coming your way.
I will accept them with goodwill. Oh yeah, so Dave's here. Dave,
yeah, my grandpas were there though, and grandmothers, So
all 8 of them.
All 8 of them, yeah. Hey, I'm like a medieval knight. I went through everything,
Dave, Masshole Report is interested in acquiring your services.
Yeah.
So, yeah, with your permission, I'm going to send your email over to them.
Sure. Always.
Okay, just wanted to check ahead of time to.
And don't worry, we don't bullshame around here.
Bullshame.
Sure.
I'll see what you did there.
I left you a message in the meet chat if you want to check that out.
You could just use words and.
Oh well, somebody in the chat wanted in, but I don't want to single anybody out in case you say no.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me look.
All right then.
And as for what I use for streaming, it's called vMix. It's the wonderful program that Jamie Sizzle bought for the Non Sequitur show. I actually bought it for myself, and have been using my own license for over a year now.
Yeah, we don't need all your nerd talk.
He's flexing on us, Kat.
I'd never even heard of that.
Yeah. Marvel Gore, I just use
OBS like a normal person.
Yeah, I use OBS like a peasant.
Well, I wasn't gonna go there, but hey.
Yeah, Marvel Gore, I don't know who that is, so you use your discretion whether or not to send her a link. I assumed it's a her. I don't know.
How dare you?
Assuming gender.
How dare you?
Right?
You gotta put the emphasis on the Greta.
Or in Karen speak, how dare you?
That always that when someone says Karen says that, it always comes up with that meme with the 2 ladies pointing at the cat. That's what pops up in my mind.
I don't have a manager,
you?
so there's nobody to speak to. I am the manager.
Oh no, Karen's worst enemy.
Oops. I'll be right back.
There's actually a YouTube channel who does satirical stuff about retail work, right? They're called. Let me see. They actually did a video on a Karen talking to the manager, and their manager is basically an insane person. So it was really funny. It's Viva la Dirt League. That's they do sketches on video games and also on retail.
Nightmares.
People working in retail.
I like the one that you know how they have the people that call. They're obviously from India, but they call and say they're from the IRS.
Oh yeah, the scammer.
Hello, I am John Smith.
Right. So there was this channel. They called the number back, and they called back as a sovereign citizen.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna have.
Oh my
to do
god!
that.
I have to find this.
I'm gonna have to do
Oh,
that.
what I missed? What did I watch?
Because I've actually considered doing scam baiting on my channel.
Oh yeah.
So I was thinking about what my persona would be with some of these scams, and being a subset, that would just the amount of comedy you could get out of that would be hilarious.
Yeah. So Marvel Girl, if you missed it, there was a channel that called back one of the IRS scammers, but they called back in the persona of a sovereign citizen.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's just like taxes. I don't pay taxes. It's like, the guy had no idea where to go with that. He was like,
Show me the law that says I gotta pay
Right.
taxes.
Right. Somebody in the chat asked if I actually have a cat. No, I do not. I have dogs.
That's all part
Like
of the
a-
myth of
like
Soros
a
cat.
like a real American.
Ooh,
I guess
I actually
Vilified
saw
Freedom
things in
doesn't
the
want to
chat.
come hang out with us. I don't know what's going on with that. I sent him the link.
He had something to do, I think, real quick.
Oh.
It's funny, by the way. We can send messages, text messages to each other in this chat here, but everyone can see us. It pops up on the stream.
Yes, it does. When do I have time, Wooden Toad? Let's see. My normal schedule is Monday through Friday, 11 to 1. I am Eastern time. These times are all Eastern. I do Pimp Monk Show. The evenings are basically completely free except Monday night, where I do Dirt News for Sit Down with Debunkers. And then on the weekends, I'm pretty much free in the evenings as well. I've got from 2 to 4 Saturday and Sunday, I do streams for Sit Down with Debunkers too. So that's essentially it. Monday's kind of a bad day because I actually do Steve McRae's Caffeine Corner at 2 p.m. as well. So it's kind of a full day, but the rest of the time is pretty open. As of now, of course, there's I got a special project with Vegan Atheist Coral coming up in November, and then after that, I fully expect at some point soon the Non Sequitur show will be coming back shortly here. I'm not exactly sure when, but the end is nigh with the waiting on that. So, yeah.
I have a question for somebody in the chat. My goal from Joe, I didn't stutter. My goal is to end frauders permanently. I had to resign from my part-time job last year because of patty cakes. They harass hardworking people and abuse the First Amendment.
Oh shit!
Holy cow!
Sorry to hear that.
Know more about that.
Yeah.
I'm in Discord, on Twitter, if you want to get a hold of me. That'd be great.
Yeah. That'd be somebody cool to get on and talk to.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the way you put it at the end, Schrodinger, is absolutely the best way to look at things. Is what if everybody acted that way? Would there
Right, yeah.
Would the public servant or person in question have time to even do what their job actually is instead of answering mundane and banal questions?
Yeah. And it just occurred to me that we have not read Super Chats.
You haven't.
Yeah, I'm a terrible, terrible fucking
Wow.
streamer. Yeah. Okay.
Delete your account.
Yeah, let me pull them up. Talk amongst yourselves.
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
Harumph, 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 harumph.
Harumph. Yeah.
I was gonna go for the awkward silent, but hey, you guys screwed it up.
Yeah, just can't do it. I'm a New Yorker.
Okay, yeah, I got them pulled up. Okay. Hold on. Why does it not show?
Should be in your
Okay, here we go.
studio, somewhere in the tab.
It is, but I had to click see all so because it only showed like the first few words of it.
Yeah, YouTube likes to hide stuff.
Bella charge is New Zealand, right? New Zealand, $5.
I believe so, yeah.
You have the right to pursue happiness. what if stopping First Amendment auditors makes me happy? Does that make it okay for me to do? That's not a bad argument if you go by their logic. Nelian, I think, Neillan. Sorry if I screwed that up. $5 American. I have a hard time gathering respect for people whose job is to get arrested and agitate the police for attention. Exactly. That's basically their modus operandi. Jessica G. Yeah, we talked about this earlier. Police are not public servants, you dunce. And that's aimed at Noli, who's no longer here. But she was a bit of a dunce.
Ooh, harsh words.
Come on. Like, you were here.
I'm
going to do a video on ad hominem attacks now.
Yeah, really. Anthony Salhani. I'm so terrible at saying names. But you gave me a couple of super chats, so I'm sorry about mispronouncing your name. Okay, GTG never expected to see anyone defending that scumbag. That's probably about the Eric Brandt thing.
Yeah, I think it came in during that bit, yeah.
Yeah. And then he also sent $20 before that, so thanks, Jesus. Calling out this BS deer story. Yeah, I want to know about that too. The way you tell it
in the chat, yeah.
Yeah, the way you tell it, he has no eyes and went hunting and shot 2 deer. If that is a true story, he had assistance. And yeah, I'm sort of familiar with that story, and there are assistive devices for that. But yeah, the story about her saying, well, my granddad could throw something and hit you. Yeah, y'all were in the same room and he could hear your voice. Yeah, that's you're not a blind person just unassisted going to hunting and killing 2 deer in the same day. That's why I made the joke about the AK-47 with the 500-round drum.
But did he take his iPhone with him on the hunt?
Right.
What the hell was that?
Well, and that kind of leads into something I was thinking during the debate. Was she seems to have this confusion about what reasonable accommodation actually means.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Reasonable accommodation doesn't mean they have to give you anything. All it means is they have to allow you to do what is reasonable in that situation to accommodate your disability. And that can and should be determined by the judge, because the judge, it's his courtroom. It is. It's his courtroom.
And the judge was accommodating. He let him have, more than half of what he was asking for.
Right.
He just said, you can't bring recording devices in.
And a sighted person's not allowed to do that either. That's what makes it reasonable, is the fact that no one is allowed to do it.
Right, and that's why I brought that up, and I asked her, could she do it? And she said no.
Right.
So
the court is not there to make you feel good about yourself for pulling one over on the public, and then you getting a safe space because of it, because of your disabilities. That's not what disabilities are about. And I have an assistive device in my service dog, and there are jobs that I just cannot work because I have a service dog. I just can't work. It's not reasonable. It's not reasonable for me to think I can work in a restaurant as a cook with a service dog. That's not a reasonable thing to do.
Right. But that brings up another point that I think somebody else said, and I thought of too. He says he's a blind veteran, but he doesn't have a service dog. Why wouldn't he have a service dog if he's a Well, yeah, the wakeboarding thing's just over the top.
I'm sorry. You've been doing it all night.
Yeah. So, Joseph Hassan, $5 American. how many First Amendment auditors have been on the mainstream media. I can only think of one. I don't know. A lot of sovereign citizens have. Virgo Triad covered one this morning out of, I can't remember what state. One of the Moors actually drove away from a traffic stop and ended up killing a cop.
Yep.
So there's that. Say again?
When did that happen?
This morning, I saw the newscast. The guy refused to give his license. He tried to get away. Somehow the cop got lodged or stuck in the car as he was driving off, and the cop was like thrown or something, and he ended up getting run over or hit by an 18-wheeler.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So
like a 24-year veteran.
And they showed a brief snippets of him in the courtroom, challenging jurisdiction, this is treason, yada yada yada, the usual spiel.
He's in custody. Please.
Oh yeah, if he's in custody, that's what I was saying. At his arraignment, he was saying the usual sovereign citizen stuff. At his arraignment.
Yeah, him and his partner, wife, girlfriend, whatever.
Yeah, he should be under the jail though. Really. That's how we back home.
I think I read all of the super chats. Let me refresh, see if I did. Now that I know how to do it, I'm getting this whole technology thing down. Oh no, there was another one. American B Savage. He says, "I wish a jackwagon would." I'm not sure what that was in reference
to. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So if more come in, I will read them. Oh, I think we have a vilified freedom with his mic muted here. Maybe that's the jackwagon they were talking about.
No, you're so funny.
I see you talking.
Oh,
There we go.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Now, I've been sitting here the whole time. I was wondering why it wasn't working. I was trying to click stuff and everything.
We hear you now. So what did you think about that whole thing that just happened?
I honestly started wondering if she was just trolling.
No,
she was very indecisive. She couldn't stand behind anything. She didn't have a hill to die on.
True.
Right. But she's apparently been around. She's old school First Amendment Auditor fangirl. So yeah, she wasn't trolling.
But how could she have some of the opinions she has and be an old school auditor girl, acting like she ain't never known who Eric Brand is and how he acts? We all know how that jackwagon acts.
Right?
I think she's
well
just never
known. That's
been.
what he's known for.
She
I
knows
think she's
a lot of it.
Yeah, she's never been challenged. I don't think nobody's ever called her out. Like she's only been in an echo chamber, if I had to guess.
Right.
That's a good point.
I don't know. I'm from a school of thought like you got more people hit the legal side of it. I go, it's not right. You're bothering people. Period. You're a jackwag. Period. End of story. You're bothering people who don't want to be on the camera, let alone bothered. Most of the people they bother are 40, 50 plus years old. What if they're on, high blood pressure or whatever? Who knows what's going on in their life?
You know what they would say. They shouldn't be there then.
Right. That's bullshit. But it's like every other debate that I've had, and I think this is my 6th or 7th one. I spend hours and hours preparing for it, and then I show up, and my opponent just has nothing. And I'm like, why did I write pages and upon pages of notes? It's sort of like when Artie debated Devon Bay. It's like, why did I even prepare for this? I could have showed up with cold and crushed this. And I think I did pretty good. I don't know what y'all thought. I thought I nailed it.
Yeah, you did a great job. She didn't really have a leg to stand on. Like I was saying, though, it was hollow. There was no meat and potato to it.
Right.
So my son is 12 years old, and he does not have a filter. He says exactly what he thinks, and he calls me out constantly. And last night I told him, I said, I have a debate, and I said, I've got to do some preparing. And he says, I said, I think I'm pretty good at these debates. And he says, Dad, when did you ever debate a smart person?
Ooh. Damn.
Like
kids
savage. Kids
Yeah.
speak the truth.
Savagery. Damn.
There you go. He was basically like, how can you call yourself a good debater when you only debate idiots?
Who else is there to debate, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
So-
you could have
For
an
the entertainment.
actual debate like we had in debate team in high school. That kind of debate where you pick a pro and a con and actually have
Right.
a logical conversation.
Well, we've done that twice on my channel. That's why I did it, to have two Flat Earth debunkers debate with one of them taking the side of Flat Earth. Because that's when you really get to debate a smart person about Flat Earth and see, do you really have good arguments for it? That's why, we did that those times.
Mm-hmm.
They never come
So-
up with arguments, though. I mean, flat earthers are, what can I say?
Sting-
They are empty arguments.
Yeah. Stingray did better than any Flat Earther that I've ever seen. I think Dave can attest to that.
Yeah.
Like, he's a Flat Earth debunker, but I mean, he did come up with the term pushytrons. That was, but
That sounds a bit sexual, though. I mean,
It definitely does.
he represented Flat Earth better than any Flat Earther I've ever seen in a debate.
The thing is, though, I can trump any flat earther with flat out. He is basically the most elite.
Oh,
flat earther.
that dude is great.
Is he still
Too
around?
bad- No, he doesn't do
No.
any content anymore. He
No.
hangs around on Twitter, but he kind of stopped doing his channel. So, for those of you who don't know, he's a satirical flat earther and basically makes fun of flat Earth by being extremely,
Silly.
well,
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he's
started the. He
And
started
naked.
Yeah. So he founded the Flat Earth Community University, or feck you.
yeah.
My alma mater. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, MC Toon referenced him the other day when he was talking to a Flat Earther.
Man,
But-
funny.
Yeah, back to this Noli D chick. So what happened was I was on. If you saw the video when I talked about this, then you've already heard this story. But I was on what's his name? Carolina Guardian's channel. He was doing a live stream, and I decided to go do a little bit of light trolling, and she comes out of nowhere and says, "You owe me a debate." I'm like, chick, I've never heard of you. I said,
Right, I
but
owe you.
yeah,
and you
But-
are, ma'am?
Right.
She left you a
Right.
comment, man.
yeah, and so I said, whatever, email me, and we'll set it up. And so she emails me with her phone number and says it's easier to text, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. So I texted her, and I just get back this flood of text messages. I'm sitting there in the office with my buddies. We're just looking at the phone, just laughing like, this chick is fucking nuts. And so inside of like 7 hours, she's texting me that she loves me.
What?
Yeah.
He
What?
probably only responded 4 times.
Yeah.
Oh,
Terrible.
you mean in the Christian sense?
Can I have cake?
You mean in the
I know,
Christian sense, right?
No, she said, I got my phone right here. I'll read it to you. Oh, I can do screenshots and prove this shit. There's so many I've got to scroll through. There's one text she sent me took up more than the whole screen. I had to scroll down to read the entire text.
Well, and silly me thought she was over prepared for the debate. She sent me 17 separate
Right?
documents that I was
and
like,
then she couldn't find. There was so much dead air when she couldn't even find what she wanted to
Right.
That's why I made
like
that.
most of them, they regurgitate what they got, and then that's it. Well, you're at the end of that road.
Yeah, that's why I made that smart ass comment about. Yeah, I sent Dave screenshots earlier. That's why I did that. Here's a heart that she sent me, because reasons.
Well, people in the chat, babe, were saying they thought she had a crush, and that's why she wanted to be on.
Here we go. Listen to this comment. Okay. Okay, I said I'm on Eastern time, 5 o'clock or Friday at 6 o'clock ? First, she sent me back a picture of herself. That was her first response, which is weird.
Right.
The second response was, that is who you're speaking with, by the way. And then the third response was, I'm interviewing a sex hypnotherapist Wednesday if you're curious and want to stop by the live feed.
Thirst.
Troll.
Jeez, thirst is bad, man. Oh my god.
That's either ultra thirst or that's super troll move.
Wait a minute. I think her brother. Wait a second, Jojo, is that really true? Because Jojo just said Jackson in the chat is her brother. So we might be able to, yeah.
Yeah. Well, so that's about. I got like 20 more texts after that, and then she said, "Oh, okay, here it is. I found it. I love you, Biggs, but only 3 times. I don't know what that means." And then.
Oh my god!
And then
good one,
the next guy there, Biggs.
the next one says, "Thank God."
Oh wait,
I
get it. Never mind.
Okay.
I'm Dutch. I'm trying to translate this stuff into
big time.
more logical language. God damn it!
Yeah,
English is so weird.
Yeah, basically, I love you big time, but only 3.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah. So, and the next text says, "Thank God I don't send anyone naked pics. It'd be in the calendar next year."
Oh my lord.
So
I guess D-Gen was right.
I'm feeling very uncomfortable right now.
I'm telling you, there's some super trolling going on. That's what that is. And entice much, just baiting.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, my buddies at work said that because I looked at her channel, she sent me her channel link. She's got like 800 subs, and they're like, she just wants to be on there to get on your channel to get subs. I'm like, whatever, I had at one point 370 people watching, so having her on, didn't hurt. So if she gets 200 subs out of it, then so be it. We had fun. Everybody got a good laugh out of it.
Oh, there was many laughs.
Yeah.
I had a great time personally.
Yeah. Oh, I had fun. I had fun talking to her. I had all these notes that especially my opener. I spent like an hour, doing that and cutting out all the clips and everything. It was fun because she was like bringing up all these documents, and I was like, I just looked at that document earlier today, and it was so rewarding to just say, Dave, can you bring up document number 2, and then actually read it to her, and say they did give him a list of things he could bring into court. So it was fun. And she's like,
I didn't
hold
know
on.
that, and I felt like that was unbelievably damning because he did actually file a request to allow these devices in. The court said no, but he tried to do it anyway in direct violation of the order, in defiance of the order itself. And then we're supposed to be surprised that he eventually got arrested for trying to go in with the stuff.
So, and I have to thank Kate from Masshole Report. She fed me a lot of that stuff in the last couple of days because I reached out to her and said, I know you've gone deep on this topic. So can you send me some of the documents? And that's where I got most of this stuff at because I
think she wants to go deep on this topic too. You know what I mean? And
yeah. thankfully, our friend Noli is in California and I'm in Virginia because I don't have to worry about her like knocking on the door.
As if that stops people these days. Well, the virus does, but still.
Yeah. What's up, Schrodinger? Let me get some of that cat. I'm like, no.
What?
No. Wait. It's the big cat.
Yeah.
You're using the euphemism wrong. Oh my god.
Oh my lord.
Failed.
I'm surrounded.
Oh,
We
my god,
don't,
Dad,
as
you're embarrassing me.
Radical would say, we don't kink shame around here.
Hey, I never kink shame, but I do point my finger and laugh.
But yeah. Oh, actually, Artie and Vilified, did y'all see the whole thing with the people showing up at Kate's house?
No, but I did hear about it.
No.
Yeah, neither did I.
Yeah.
That was the first I've heard about that.
Yeah. Auditors showed up at her house. There was like a 2-hour live stream.
Some guy named Brian, right?
Yeah, his God, what's his channel name?
Anybody that I've covered?
It's
I don't think so.
like News Now New England or some shit.
Oh my god, him?
Heavy set guy.
Yeah, with the walker.
Walker. Yeah.
It was him and somebody else.
Excuse me.
And it was super, super creepy. Like, he's like, Kate, he's like, it's almost like ASMR he was doing. He was like, Kate, we're here for you. We're in the bushes. And
what?
Yeah, not even kidding. It was super, super creepy.
She didn't have nobody she could send out there to thump on him a couple times?
Oh, she wasn't home, but her kids were.
Oh, her kids were home? Oh, buddy,
Her
I'm
kids were
telling you
home.
what, by the time I got home, it'd be on like, you remember He-Man, right? I have the power! I'm telling you, it's going down.
Yeah, I got a rebuild slugger for somebody like that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's going down. It's going down. You catch me out and about, okay, ha, it's whatever. You come to my house, you're playing with your life.
Yeah, especially when her kids were there.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I went into his live stream and said, come by, bro. Well,
they'll only need to learn once. I'll promise you that.
Right. Yeah.
That makes you wonder what goes through the mind of these people, right? I mean, they don't have
That's
any
the problem.
respect
Nothing
for
goes through it.
In what world is that okay?
They traveled to get there. They weren't local.
I like how you said
How
they
far
traveled.
did they come to get them?
Where is
They
she
didn't
at,
drive.
though? Because she's in Mass.
Yeah, but he's in New Hampshire. So
Oh,
he at
yeah,
least
that's
went
a drive.
Yeah.
It's not that much of a drive.
But it's a drive
That's
enough.
still,
It's
what, a
not
couple
down the
hours?
street. Yeah,
About
but
2
still not
hours.
down
Yeah.
the street.
A couple of hours
And
to
it's
go
creepy the way he's
stalk
like, that's
somebody.
her boyfriend's van over there.
Yeah.
Right.
that
Artie,
was-
you would know better than me. It shows intent, though, right?
Oh no, it
Yeah.
absolutely does. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not. I was being
that would drive.
like, it's New England. Everything's
Yeah, New
like
England,
20
yeah.
minutes
Okay,
away,
okay.
in my opinion. But I get what you're saying. Yes, it's also driving 2 hours just for that. Yeah, that is.
Right.
That's creepy.
Right.
Yeah.
Can I say something
Wow.
about the travel time there? If you drive 2 hours in my country, you are in another country.
Yeah, I know. If you drive 2 hours in your country, you're in like fucking Russia. All right?
Germany?
If Europe.
Yeah, well,
Right.
something about that.
Yeah,
If
but
I drive
in
like
the-
Or
90
underwater.
minutes, no, it's not even 90 minutes. I can get into Germany within an hour.
Yeah,
Like
Or
45
in-
minutes
in
drive.
the U.S., you can drive a whole day and you're still in Texas.
Right? Pennsylvania, too. The long way. The upside, I don't know.
Ohio's not that bad. Few hours in and out, you're done.
That's what she said.
No, I'm leaving. Seriously.
No, you're
And
not.
on that note, I'm going to get my Karen stream ready.
All right.
My dog needs out. My puppy
You,
needs out.
you got a Karen?
Yeah, Karen Bingo.
Karen Bingo.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
When
I
does
know.
that start?
I don't
It's
possess
such
my own
humor.
personal Karen. All right.
When
You
does
gotta
that
get
start?
one, man.
So we
She's
can wrap
chained
it
up in the
before that
basement.
starts.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear what you said, Schrodinger.
Yeah, I was asking Artie, what time does that start so that we know to wrap it up before?
17 minutes ago.
9 o'clock.
Oh, so we need to wrap it up soon then.
Oh,
Yep, you got 15 minutes.
We can do a Twitch raid. People watching here can raid his.
Yeah,
Right
yeah,
over
we'll,
there.
no, yeah, we'll send them all over.
Where's the link,
But
Artie?
Oh, yep.
Gotta post
Yeah.
the link in the chat.
Post it in the
Everyone can
chat.
raid.
Everybody go
there's-
over there.
There's still 210 people here, so I expect to see
Show 'em.
210 people in Artie's stream.
Show
And
'em.
don't-
And then tomorrow, don't forget mine.
Wait, there's a rule, by the way. If you go over there, you gotta
Mm-hmm.
type raid Schrodinger's cat. Well, you know,
No,
why is your
Schrodinger's
name so
cat
hard
raid.
to write, man?
Your English is backwards, babe. It's
Yeah,
Schrodinger's
don't. Yeah,
cat raid.
yeah. Saying rate Schrodinger's raid Schrodinger's cat is very dangerous. One
Yeah.
misspelling and you got something very wrong there.
Hey,
Right.
hold up here.
Not-
Hold up here.
not
Are
that
you
I would've-
Americans kink shaming me? Hmm?
No, not that I would object. Under the right circumstances.
All right, I'll do it the other way. SC raid. There we go.
There you go.
I gotta get out of here, by the way. It's getting a bit late. It's almost 3 a.m. You know.
Damn time zones.
I
Stupid
know, right?
Usually not a
round
problem, but I
though.
gotta get up in
Damn
the
globe.
morning.
Stupid globe.
It's actually morning already.
Time zones are fake.
Yeah.
They're not
Why is
real.
Why is Vilified wearing a blue ISIS hat?
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Put it
Well,
in
the
the
police
chat.
thing, right?
Let me do a last.
I put it
check
in
of
both,
Super
Marvel,
Chat.
both in the main and that one.
Okay, just helping.
Double exposure.
All right. Well, I'm gonna jump out. Have fun with the Karen Bingo. And
Cool.
with the end of the stream.
It'll
And
be
remember
fun.
to tickle Cat's bell, Outrax's
And
bell,
all the buttons around it.
Vilified Nation's bell, Marvel Girl's bell. Hey, David, you got a bell?
I do.
You got to tickle all the bells.
Got to tickle all the bells.
Well, you got to also call it spiffy.
Yep.
All the spiffy bells
I
are gonna
heard
get
that in a
tickled
while.
today.
That's Radical's word.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
kind of coined it. Well, the Spiff and Brit is getting away with it, you know? He's a bigger channel, and he actually coined it first. So. But anyway, I'll jump out now, and I'll leave you.
Yes.
All right.
Hi, Raj.
All right. Bye-bye, Sir Sick.
Oh, damn!
All right, wait. Before I go, I have to find my button. I'm gonna find my button. Damn it.
You're getting it.
Something-
Yeah.
No, I reinstalled the driver, so I need to find my button.
I already got face palms earlier. I
Yeah.
can get more face palms.
Intercontinental facepalm on that one.
Right.
Say hi to Reggie Cow.
Reggie Cow's in the background.
Yeah, I see Reg Cow in the background.
She's not allowed to.
She's not in her costume yet.
Oh, I thought you said Magic Cow was in the bathroom. I was like,
Yeah, that's what I thought too at first. Thank you.
Well, I don't kink shame. I don't know how to respond to that. I think this is the button. There it is.
Did you find your button?
I'm not sure if that actually worked.
It didn't.
No,
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
hear it at least. Aw, his button
Yeah.
didn't go off.
Oh, wait.
There's a pill for that.
Oh, jeez,
Got
right in the face.
But I do have to leave now, damn it. I always get the long outro.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, bye. And then the rest of us, I guess, will say our goodbyes so that we can get over and watch Artie do some Karen stuff. So, Vilified, do you know who Red's Rhetoric is?
No, I do not.
Okay, Red's Rhetoric
Wow.
is a flat Earth debunker, and he's got a specific way of finishing up his shows. And I'm gonna borrow it from him. So, Vilified Freedom, say what you got to say
Borrow.
and get the fuck out.
Actually, I don't have nothing to say except for everybody make sure they smash that like button, subscribe to Schrodinger's Cat, and thanks to Schrodinger for having me on here and all the support that he's given me. Everybody back the cat. Jesus loves you. So do I.
Awesome. I like how you said you didn't have anything to say, and then you said a whole bunch of stuff.
Right.
That's awesome. So, Artie, say what you got to say and get the fuck out.
I'm going to shamelessly plug my channel a little bit more. I only need 50 more subs to get this channel to 1,000. It's gonna be fun. I added, based on everybody's suggestions, a bunch more to the card, so there's going to be a lot more, and I have a more curated list of videos to take a look at. So I'll see you guys there. Thanks.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Yep. So you people that aren't subbed to Artie, what the hell's wrong
What
with
are you doing with your life?
I've got 174 people here.
They don't like it to play video games. It's rude.
I
well,
don't
not
care.
with that VTuber thing.
I said it was a joke, damn it. All right, I'm gone. I'm leaving. I'm out of here. Bye.
Subscribing is free.
Yeah.
All you got to do is you just click. It's easy. Click.
Yeah, I just found out about Artie tonight.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, and
You
I
don't
just
have to watch
said
it.
to
I mean,
him-
I don't watch him. I mean, just click it. I mean, he's boring as hell. Don't watch him. Just click.
No, he's fun.
Wow.
No,
I'm
definitely
still
watch
here,
him.
you know. All right.
You're a lawyer in Jersey. He's fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Long talking guy.
He's great.
Yeah.
There.
All right. Now it's just the three of us. If Artie can figure out how to click. All right. All right. So I thought that was good.
I agree.
Yeah, Marvel, I appreciate you showing up and doing your thing. And you didn't have to scream at anybody or mute anybody or anything like that. So that was good.
It's good. I'm a little disappointed if I'm telling the truth, but yeah.
I expected it to be way, way worse.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh,
I guess let's get the hell out of here and go over and watch Artie bash on some Karens. Dave, what do you got, Dave? What do you got to say?
Nothing other than subscribe, like, and make sure you use the notification bell because YouTube's notifications suck even with it. So
yeah, I'm like 100 from 30,000.
Yes, so if you can get him to 30 grand, that would be great.
Yeah, because he needs it, of course.
Super close to 30K.
Yeah, and I'm actually starting to really enjoy the sovereign citizen stuff and the First Amendment Auditor stuff. I started in Flat Earth.
Me too.
and I am so bored with it. Just incredibly bored.
Yeah, it's done. All right, let's get the fuck out of here. What do y'all say?
I concur. I'll be
All
streaming
right.
tomorrow night for everybody, just so everybody knows.
All right, bye-bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.